Yes or no? Yes or no? Are you prepared to spend the rest of the night in jail? Huh? Okay, break the window and take her out. That's it.
Hey, that glass went in my eye! Hey! Knock it off!
Get out the
Knock it off! Are you fucking Freemasons? Hey!
Put your hands.
Hey! You cut my face and you broke my glasses!
Body camera footage captured everything. On an early morning at 6:47 a.m., Doctor Sarah Coleman, a medical professional who had served in the United States Army for 12 years, was sitting in her own car. She was returning home from a night shift. She was exhausted. She wanted to sleep. But the next 18 minutes would change her life completely. Dr. Coleman was 38 years old, a physician, a soldier, successful, a professional who had built her own life. But for police officer Marcus Reed, none of this mattered. Officer Marcus Reed had been a police officer for 9 years. His personnel file contained 13 complaints. Most were related to aggressive behavior and unlawful stops. Not a single complaint had been processed. Supervision had failed. But on that morning, that decision would change everything. Reed had spent the night on patrol. At 6:45 a.m., he encountered a car near his neighborhood, a red Honda Civic. Reed wanted to check it, but there was no reason to. The vehicle was driving at the speed limit. All lights were green. There was no traffic violation, but Reed had already made up his mind. He turned on his siren. His lights flashed. Dr. Coleman's heart raced. A traffic stop, a simple thing. She would just show him her documents, and then she would leave. Reed pulled up beside her car. He rested his hand on his weapon. The body camera started recording. Everything would be recorded. Reed looked at Dr. Coleman's window. He immediately began thinking the worst. "Roll down your window," Reed said. Dr. Coleman rolled down her window. She kept her hands visible on the steering wheel. She knew the protocol. The military worked that way. There was a procedure. "License and insurance," Reed said. "No hello, no courtesy, just an order." His tone indicated there was a problem. Dr. Coleman pulled out her wallet. She gave him her license. She gave him her insurance card. Everything was in order. The vehicle was registered. Insurance was current. Reed took her license. He read it. Sarah Coleman, an address. Nothing appeared abnormal, but Reed's mind was already made up. The body camera was recording. He radioed dispatch with false information. "Suspicious vehicle. Driver appears uncooperative. I need to investigate." But there were no signs of anything illegal. There was no uncooperativeness. Dr. Coleman was completely cooperative and calm. "Is this your car?" Reed asked. "Yes," Dr. Coleman said. "Why did you pull me over? I wasn't speeding. I haven't done anything wrong." "Your driving seemed suspicious," Reed said. "Why are you in this neighborhood at this hour?" "I'm going home," Dr. Coleman said. "I am returning from my shift." "Where are you coming from?" Reed asked. The question was strange. His emphasis was wrong. "From the military hospital," Dr. Coleman said. "I'm a doctor, a medical doctor. It's documented here." Reed didn't want to hear this. There was disbelief in his voice. "A doctor? Which hospital? Do you work somewhere I've never heard of?" He had. "A federal military hospital. I'm assigned as a medical doctor. I'm returning from a night shift," Dr. Coleman said calmly. She was showing her documents. Everything was in order. Reed didn't respond. He just took her documents and walked back to his car. The body camera was still recording. Sitting in his patrol car, Dr. Coleman waited in the street. Waiting. Reed spent 10 minutes. He checked her license. He ran the plate. He checked the vehicle registration. Everything came back clean. Sarah Coleman. No criminal record. No warnings. Nothing abnormal. But Reed came back. This time he was more aggressive. "Get out of the car," Reed said. "Why?" Dr. Coleman asked. "Get out of the car, right now," Reed said. There was a threat in his voice. His hand was near his weapon. Dr. Coleman remained calm. "Officer, my documents are fine. Everything is in order. Why do I need to get out?" she said. Reed's face turned red. The body camera was recording, but Reed didn't care. "Get out of the vehicle. Final warning," Reed said. Dr. Coleman decided to stay in the car. She closed her window. She locked her doors. She was following protocol. If a police officer doesn't force you, you can stay in your vehicle. She had rights. She knew it. Reed saw this. He saw the window close. He saw the doors lock. At that moment, Reed radioed. A second police car was coming. He had called for backup. "Driver is refusing to exit the vehicle." Needs to be restrained. Get cameras ready, Reed said. The second car arrived. Officer James Martinez, 6 years as a police officer, not Reed's friend, but under his command. Body cameras were on. Everything was being recorded. Reed spoke to Martinez. Driver is resisting. She needs to exit the vehicle. We're breaking the window. Are you sure? Martinez asked. Confirmed, Reed said. Dr. Coleman heard this from inside the window. Fear, close to panic. No, please, I have my license and insurance. Why are you doing this? She shouted. Reed looked at the window. We're breaking the glass, whether you like it or not. Dr. Coleman raised her voice for the first time. This is illegal. This is America. You can't do this. But it was too late. Reed made the call. Okay, break the window. Martinez pulled out his flashlight. Heavy metal light, window breaking tool beside Dr. Coleman's car. First impact, the window cracked. Sounds, the sound of breaking glass, the sound of shock. No! Dr. Coleman screamed. Second impact. The window shattered completely, pieces scattered into the car. On Dr. Coleman's hair, on her shoulders, on her clothes. Stop! Let me go! Dr. Coleman shouted. Fear, panic, shock. Reed opened the door. It was locked. Because of the broken window, he could open the locked door. Get out! Reed said. Dr. Coleman didn't want to get out. Couldn't get out. Her body was frozen. Fear paralysis. Get out now! Reed shouted. Martinez came to the window. He reached his hand inside. He grabbed Dr. Coleman's arm. Please, don't do this, please, Dr. Coleman begged, but nothing could stop it. Martinez pulled her by the arm, forcefully. With force, the broken glass cut Dr. Coleman's arm as it was pulled. Pain, first pain. I'm hurt! I'm hurt! Dr. Coleman screamed, but the pulling continued. Reed grabbed her from the other side. 2 officers, 1 doctor. The doctor was pulled out onto the ground. The moment she hit the ground, a 3rd officer arrived. Officer David Torres, a frontline officer, more aggressive. Calm down! Calm down! Torres shouted, but this wasn't a command. This was a threat. Dr. Coleman was lying on the ground, trembling, crying, a frightened wail. Reed said something. Handcuffs! Nellis! Torres pulled out his handcuffs. He held Dr. Coleman's back. The command to raise her hands. Please don't do this, Dr. Coleman begged. Torres grabbed her hands. He grabbed her other hand. He was going to put the handcuffs on, but Dr. Coleman resisted. She pulled her hands. Fear, resistance, willful resistance. This is illegal. I'm a soldier. I'm a doctor, she shouted. Reed got on top of her with his weight. He pinned Dr. Coleman to the ground. Handcuffs! Handcuffs, Reed said. Torres put the handcuffs on. They were tight, too tight. Dr. Coleman cried. The body camera showed everything, window breaking, dragging, being thrown to the ground, handcuffing, 3 officers, 1 doctor, violence, fear, illegality. Neighbors saw this from their windows, from their doors. Their phones came out. They recorded, they filmed. Police violence was being documented. Dr. Coleman was taken to the police station. She sat in the back of the car. She was crying. She was trembling. The handcuffs were painful. Glass shards were in her hair. Her arms were wounded. At the station door, a medical officer looked at her. What happened? Traffic stop. She resisted. She refused to exit the vehicle, Reed said, but the medical officer saw her eyes. He saw the wounds. He saw the glass cuts, bruises, signs of trauma. Medical attention needed, the medical officer said. A medical examination is required, but the station didn't examine her. It just processed her. Resisting police orders, unlawful behavior in vehicle, resistance. But the body camera showed the lie. This resistance didn't exist at the beginning. This uncooperativeness didn't exist. What existed was breaking the window. What existed was forceful extraction. What existed was handcuffing. What existed was police violence. The video was released. 24 hours, millions. Social media exploded. News was broadcast. Radio, television, internet. Everywhere. Window was broken. Doctor was extracted. Police applied violence. Handcuffed. The president made a statement. The police chief made a statement. Congressmen made statements. Journalists made statements. But the body camera was explanation enough. The footage spoke. Glass was breaking. Doctor was crying. Police were holding. The system had failed. Reed, Martinez, and Torres were placed on administrative leave. The next day, the body camera was evidence. There was no defense. Dr. Coleman called a lawyer, a civil rights lawyer. Let me advise you, he said, file a lawsuit. Immediately, evidence is fresh, body camera is there, witness video is there. Hospital report is there. Glass-breaking video is there. Could you start better than this? Dr. Coleman filed a lawsuit 3 weeks later. Constitutional violation, police violence, unlawful detention, excessive violence, federal lawsuit, federal court. When Dr. Coleman appeared on the news, she spoke, she cried, she told her story. I'm a soldier. I served this country, and I received this treatment in my own country next to my own home. At 6:47 a.m., the window was broken. Did I resist? No. Did I resist after? Yes, because I was afraid. I was afraid. The police pulled me. They threw me on the ground. They handcuffed me. Why? America listened. Reed Martinez and Torres were fired from their jobs 3 weeks later. The body camera was evidence. The complaint counts were 13, 8, and 4. But this video was everything. It broke every wall. The city made a settlement offer, $600,000. Rejected $750,000, rejected at $820,000, accepted. But more importantly, federal reforms, training, education, redeployment, new protocols. Reed Martinez and Torres moved to other cities. They took their families. No police department would hire them. No one wanted them. They lived their own lives, but everyone knew who they were. Dr. Coleman won her lawsuit. She received the settlement. She continued her military service. She continued serving her patients, but something never remained the same.